So I am very excited to introduce our Accudemia User Spotlight features. Our guests this week are McCalley and Sofia Hernandez from the Community College of Denver, who will share their experiences using Accudemia. Anne and Sofia, thank you so much for joining us today. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Welcome, everybody. So I'm just going to give you a little background for myself. I've been with the Community College Denver since 1998 in various roles. I've also been the admin assistant in the Excel Zone Tutoring Center since 2009. During this time, I implemented and managed AccuTracks, and then that's Engineerica's first version of Accudemia. And then most recently, I implemented and now manage Accudemia.
And good day to you all, whatever time zone it is. We're still in our morning hours here in Denver, Colorado, and I'm Dr. Ann McCalley, and I have been here at the Community College of Denver since 2018. And we have a decentralized tutoring model that includes math and physics, ESL writing, academic coaching, and digital literacy, which is all forms of digital literacy, from what is this to digital storytelling. And we actually have an annual film fest with scholarships. So Accudemia has really helped us solve the mystery of multiple end users or units within our own department and more. We are avid users of the user voice, and we love how we can customize our site and have direct access to edit things. For example, we are scrambling as an institution right now because we have the Stanley Cup finals right next door, and our campus is a very popular parking location and now a party location. And so we're editing our website right now as we speak with any updates on tutoring and access to tutoring during all of the cup viewings or events. So the topic we're focusing on, and the problem that Accudemia really helped us solve, was getting off of a paper-driven tutoring assessment format and centralizing that within the tools of the tutor assessment survey in Accudemia. And just to give you a little background, I'll let Sofia kind of give you some history on what that looked like pre our current state.
Yes, and so as you were saying regarding for our tracking our session visits, we needed to centralize our data collection of tutoring sessions for two main reasons. First, tutored sessions are one aspect of our department's assessment practices. And second, to document what is happening in the tutored sessions as we earn state funding for all tutoring involving tutors to leverage basic skills, this to support our students. We define basic skills as the tutoring and soft skills or non-cognitive skills or practices a student is expected to have been introduced to prior to current curriculum they are receiving support for. In other words, the state returns a percentage of funds back to our department for basic skills tutoring. These funds support our hourly tutoring budget. So you can quickly tell the tutoring assessment function is quite vital to us. Now I'll let Anne go ahead and give you some more information regarding our data collection.
So I'm giving you a little peek into our actual live site, and obviously we are sharing private, personally identifiable information or information that might be shareable or viewed. So obviously, please respect that. What I'm going to do is walk you through how we used the tutor assessment survey and kind of what our questions and our method to our madness were with that survey, because Accudemia automatically collects some of the data points that we need, but we only needed to add a few elements to our survey. So I'm going to get into our survey, and you can see we've customized that we're in a zone, we're not a unit, and we are able to see a tutor right now, and I'm going to pull up a survey. You can view that we are able to enter in our student's S number, which is vital to having any, I guess, successful effort linking out to any other data resources that that we might want to use or merge together for data collection. At the end of each assessment, the tutor does this evaluation for the two reasons that Sofia mentioned. It's one, to get a kickback, so to speak, from the state to help fund our program. But the other is to collect data for monitoring what are the needs of our students. And then we also can link that data out to midterm or final course grades. We're too early in the semester right now to do that, but you can at least see what we've done. We've got the multiple departments listed. So after we enter our students' student ID number or student number, each of our departments are able to look, or our tutors are able to seek out their specific unit by how we've categorized in I guess priority. Our math department is our most sought after tutoring facility. And the tutor is going to determine what was the need in math. Was it they had a need for computation? Was it use of required technologies for math, like Microsoft Excel, or what's the math one, the online math tool they're using, My Math Lab. Determining which formulas to apply, following the steps of a procedure, or the application of a word problem or terminology or other. And you'll see that we have, even with our writing zones, we've tried to really bubble up what are the categories that we tend to end up serving students in using these areas. For writing ESL, it's reading, vocabulary, or comprehension and fluency, grammar and mechanics, processes, including drafting, thesis writing, and organization of the document, formatting submissions, research and citation, or other. There's always an other box in case we haven't covered it. And then we have our digital zone with their buckets that they answer to, and our academic coaching zone. So each tutor was very deliberately trained to find only their section to fill out. And they can do this so quickly while they're wrapping up the session and getting ready for the next student. It usually takes them about a minute to 2 minutes to get through this and put any notes they have. But where the butter or the icing on the cake is for us in that data reporting to the state is in this next section. Here in the next section and the type of support, we're now branching off to, did we serve with basic skills needs, which is anything foundational that students should have had skill set wise before they came to the course that they're seeking tutoring in, or did they really honestly need content tutoring? This is where we worked with IR to determine what we can report to the state as basic skills successfully, and then get any kind of financial return on our efforts and investment. Then the next one that is also pivotal to us is how we've rated or assessed the session. There's additional sessions suggested, made improvement, or achieved understanding. And again, this was a fun effort, if you will, to calibrate all of our tutors to understand our definition of each one of those types and get consistent in our practice, not just within the math zone or the writing zone, but within all zones regarding how they're using that aspect. We pretty much live in made improvement. And once a tutor has made a relationship with a student, they're able then to eventually see that achieved understanding and mark that. And additional sessions also does apply quite frequently. As we know in tutoring, students that practice more often gain a firmer foundation, and practice makes perfect. They're coming to see us quite a little bit. So in the end, I'm going to share, is that still sharing? I switched slides with everyone.
Yep.
Perfect. In the end, we pull this data from the tutor assessment survey into a report, and then we correlate it with another report from Accudemia and our final grades or midterm grades. But this is what we pull just for our survey results to track weekly and monthly visits. And you can see that we can determine 68% of our math students are reliant upon basic skills, that we're not even getting to the content without talking with our students about the fundamentals that are precursors to the topic that they're coming to us for. We're a downtown metro community college. We're, I think, one of the few in the country that is a community college located in the heart of an urban setting. We're an HSI serving institution. The majority of our students are Hispanic or international enrollees. So we see a lot of times that there are gaps that we are particularly addressing by this simple addition to our reports that and how we use Accudemia. And it also feeds into our co-curricular assessment and ability to communicate with our peers, the department chairs of these departments. In some cases, they have drilled down to the syllabi and the time and week of the semester to see where the students are struggling the most. So it's been a fantastic effort just to be able to have Accudemia and the tool, this tool of the survey, and we're able to turn it on and turn it off when we want, and correlate it by semester accordingly. So we've been very thrilled with Accudemia, as you can tell, and I'm sure if Nick wanted to vouch for how much we bug him, but we really do love and enjoy this tool. It's very intuitive, and it's been highly supportive to the ability of our department to establish its effectiveness and continue to gain general funding support in the institution, as well as just report out and be able to tell faculty and students the value that we offer beyond just grades and persistence. So with that, I guess I'll see if there's any questions. And
all right, thank you. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself or put that in the chat. We really appreciate you sharing your experience. Nick has a comment. He says he likes seeing what you've done with his guidance.
I'm sorry, we're a little Nick fan club over here, but we giggle when we look back at the AccuTrack reports. You know, it was a great tool for us, but when we found out about AccuTrack or Accudemia, we're like, oh no, this is what we want. And I'm not afraid of technology. That's another thing. And you can't break it. All you can do is try.
Right.
And, you know, we're a little corny. We map out our processes after we write them down. We take pictures of everything so that in case somebody does upset our settings and how we've, you know, gotten to where we are, we have a record of it, because when you give access, it's inevitable that it might happen, and it
Right.
does. But we're okay with it because we know our processes. But then as advancements come out, Nick knows he's going to hear from us.
Yeah,
We want to apply it.
yeah. I mean, it's really neat because I know that you talked about the assessments, but to see it kind of like rolled out, and then like the statistics and data that you're able to pull off of it's really neat. So
Yeah, we've actually been able to present to other schools in our system, and we've done equity and access research with it and presented to co-curricular assessment. It's kind of been our little, it was a happy accident. Who is that
right.
painter?
Oh, Bob Ross.
Yes, it was a happy accident. This all started with, we needed a way to document what we call imputed FTE, which is why we spent time explaining basic skills. That was the main thing we were after. We did not think about what else was going to come from this. And it's really been a wonderful enhancement. And honestly, if you must know, it has saved our tutoring program in 2020, November, January 2020, because we could produce the results.
Right. And then, we have online options, right? So you're able to use that, right?
Yeah, we incorporated, we had a plan to launch remote tutoring prior to COVID, but not at the rate that it ended up becoming. And so at that point, we were all taking emails for appointments, setting them up, sending out information. And then we got back onto Accudemia and set up that in the summer of 2020, which, wow, all of a sudden we had more bandwidth. We felt such relief. The students can do a lot of the work themselves. And our tutors now are back on campus with us. Although we have still the online remote virtual process, they're still here because when they're not with an online virtual appointment, they can be serving the students in line in our tutoring lab.
Right.
So, yeah. We've set up reports to check also that this data has been entered. So, and I think we just talked with you about that recently, Nick, but we pull 3 reports and merge them together to verify that the assessments have been done. And if not, we can go back and say, hey, Johnny, could you please get your tutor assessment survey completed before you leave today? Because sometimes the urge from our tutors is, they see a line or they know a student that's cramped for time before a test and their knees are jumping up and down under the table.
Right.
So when the tutor gets done with another student, they're already looking across the room going, okay, I need to get to that one.
Right.
And sometimes they just get in too big of a hurry and don't do the assessment. But we do really strongly advocate and expect for that assessment to be done as part of the end of the tutoring session. And if they're doing it as they speak and can get to that fluency, which they can have it done within a minute or 2 before and seamlessly before they transition to the new student that's aching for help.
Yeah. And I mean, that's building their skills as well. Because, like, I don't know, I'm just throwing my own experience out there, but, like when we do support calls and things like that, I've got other things going on in the background. So I'm like, making sure that all my check boxes are kind of, okay, did we do this with them? Did we do that? Okay. And, adding those notes is necessary so that if someone else gets the call, they know where we left off with you, kind of thing.
So, in training tutors, we first tried it amongst ourselves and role played. We issued ourselves fake names like Garnet Ruby or whatever, and Wonder Woman, whoever our favorite person or hero was, and fake student IDs. We gave each other tutor roles too. So we created 2 roles for each persona. And then we sat in the room and ran through it together multiple times, which gives us the opportunity to break it before we use it and figure out where our tutors are going to struggle, because each of the math coordinator, writing coordinator, and digital storytelling coordinator know where their tutors struggle with technology. And then we continue to tweak it. Then we'd bring in a few tutors to try it and gave them one of our fake IDs for a while and practiced it with them and took their feedback. And then we started rolling it out, working with them one-on-one. Once we found our early buy-in individuals that were the ones that were very successful with the tool too, we started turning over some of the training to them so that it increased our bandwidth and efficacy to meet our timeline for completion of the training process. And now we have a full-blown process for how to do this with new tutors, and how to train them. We initially bring them in for face-to-face tutoring, and then we roll out how to do online tutoring and as well. But they all get that. This is one of the first things they learn. Logging
Right.
into Accudemia, how to do the tutor assessment.
And I mean,
That's
building that
awesome.
into your process, yeah, that
Mhm.
just keeps everybody on the same page. But
Yeah.
I hate to do this, but I guess we're gonna have to ask for final questions because we have a drawing that I think we
I
need to
think
get to.
Yeah.
honestly, I think at this point, since we're at the top of the hour, if there are any questions, you can put them in the chat, and we will pass those on to Anne and Sophia. I know people usually have to leave at the top of the hour, but thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
That was really lovely. We are really excited that Academia has been so successful for you, and we hope that your experience is helpful to others as well.